From Mike Tyson to Michael Jackson, celebrities have popularized the idea of owning some of the most exotic animals as house pets.
We make a lot of videos about animals that are big and scary, so let's take a break from that kind of thing. Let's take a moment to focus on animals that are unbearably adorable. A moment to focus on animals that are all snuggly and fluffy. These are the cutest pets you can legally own.
Number 15, the baby wombat. The northern hairy-nosed wombat is a medium-sized mammal that looks like a rodent and lives in Queensland, Australia. This little piece of work is in extreme danger of becoming extinct. There is only one colony of northern wombats left, so much so that they are guarded by a fence that protects them from dingo attacks. Wombats are classified as exotic pets since they are a wild species that is only maintained as a pet in very unusual circumstances. People desire to keep them as pets because of their attractive and cuddly appearance. However, it's important to keep in mind that adult wombats can be aggressive and deadly at times. Wombats are thought to be unsuitable as pets. They have greater strength and are capable of tearing holes in fences, doors, and even walls. Wombats are normally not aggressive, but their long, sharp claws or deep bites can cause puncture wounds in people. When they're young, wombats can be incredibly cute, cuddly, and responsive. They do, however, become nasty and unpredictable as they mature. They also grow fairly large and gain tremendous strength. That's why we're concentrating on newborn wombats as exotic pets, but what happens when they grow up? They are vegetarians munching on grasses and leaves which provide great nutrition. Believe it or not, their main competition for food is the kangaroo, but their main predators remain dingoes and the famed Tasmanian. Number 14, the capybara. Before you go ahead and adopt a capybara, please reconsider your choices. While they are extraordinary animals and are very tame, there are many drawbacks to keep a capybara as a pet. But legal formalities aside, make sure you understand what keeping a capybara as a pet involves. As you already know, capybaras live in groups and are very social animals. Adopting a single capybara is not recommended. You would need to adopt at least 2 capybaras, but preferably more. First and foremost, in some places it is illegal to keep them as pets. In Texas and Pennsylvania, it is legal to keep them, but in many other places, you would need to consult your local legislation to see if you need a special permit. Secondly, consider their size. They are huge. They are more than twice the size of a jackrabbit. They are the biggest rodents. Keeping at least 2 big rodents in good condition may be challenging and costly. Besides that, they have special needs as well. Because they are semi-aquatic creatures, you would also have to provide them with plenty of water. Some owners choose to create special pools for them. Capybaras also need plenty of space to roam around. It is not a wise idea to keep them indoors, as they will chew on everything they find. Your carpet and furniture won't be safe with a capybara nearby. If you still decide to get a capybara as a pet and provide them everything they need, make sure you have a nearby vet who can take care of the pet if needed. And make sure to fence the place where you keep them, as otherwise they will run away, as they are very fast animals.
Number 13, Pygmy Marmoset.
Very smart. We feed him a Zupreme.
Newborn Pygmy Marmosets are usually 5 to 6 inches in length and weigh 100 grams. Although these primates are not in danger of extinction, they are rare to find in the market for purchase. They usually cost between $1,000 and $4,000, and they make for adorable pets. They are found high in the rainforest canopy of South America, dodging behind tree trunks and branches and dashing around like a squirrel. It also has brown fur and a long tail like a squirrel, but it's definitely not of the same family. The Pygmy Marmoset is the world's smallest monkey. But there is nothing tiny about a Pygmy Marmoset's tail. It's longer than its body. The tail is not prehensile, but it helps the little monkey keep its balance as it gallops through the treetops. If you're going to keep them as pets, you have to keep an eye on them because they are often prey for cats, harpy eagles, hawks, and snakes. That is why they dash from one safe spot to the next. They have flexible necks and they can turn their head all the way back to spot predators. Imagine seeing that happen. They are deliberate about their movements to avoid drawing the predator's attention. Still, when they need to move, Pygmy Marmosets are fast, leaping several feet to avoid the predators that would like to make them their lunch.
Number 12. The tarantula. Tarantulas can be awesome pets or your worst nightmare. depending on whether or not you're scared of spiders. These massive hairy spiders are pretty easy pets. They're rather clean, they're quiet, and they're also gentle. Ideal creatures to share your home with. They're exotic animals, and that means they're going to need a certain amount of special equipment and slightly more of an unusual diet than your run-of-the-mill cat or dog. Tarantulas can live for over 20 years, so taking one into your care is an absolute commitment. You'll need a safe enclosure for them to live in because they don't hang around together, so if you have more than one, you'll need to keep them separate. Also, these guys are like 8-legged Houdinis. And if there is ever a way to escape, they're going to find it. So if you don't want to give your roommate a heart attack, you'll need to find a secure way to keep your pet contained. If you're looking for a cuddly pet that likes to be handled, the tarantula may not be for you, although some owners do have no trouble with their arachnids crawling all over them. These creatures do have a pretty painful bite. They're also known to have barbed hairs that they're able to release if they feel threatened. These hairs will poke into the skin, cause itching and discomfort, and it's a bit like getting poked by a cactus. Squirrel monkeys. Oh, look how cute! Squirrel monkeys! Although they are cute, they do have some extremely uncute habits. So you may want to hear this before you take the plunge into the world of monkey pet ownership. During the 1960s and 70s, little squirrel monkeys were wildly popular as pets, and there used to be no real restrictions in owning them. But ever since 1975, it's actually been illegal to import squirrel monkeys into the USA, though it is still legal to own one as a pet in many states. This is not really a bad thing. Owning a primate, though, is seriously challenging. Monkeys can't really be house trained, so they usually need to wear a diaper. Someone's going to have to change those monkey pants. Oh, and if they do ever wear a diaper, that's not going to really stop them from throwing their poo at you. That's right, monkeys do actually throw their poo. And they won't listen if you tell them that it's not a polite thing to do. These little guys are super demanding and will definitely kick off if you're not entertaining enough. So this squirrel monkey is one tough crowd, and it's going to let you know exactly what it thinks. And you already know that these monkeys like to throw more than just tantrums. Number 10. Hyacinth Macaw. Now this is a pet for the professional animal owner. This beautiful bird is not for the faint-hearted, and taking one of these extraordinary creatures is like having a full-time bird care job. The Hyacinth Macaw needs a big space, and they're really good at lockpicking and prison breaks, so finding a suitable cage for the bird can be a tricky business. Generally, they're going to need a whole room rather than just a cage, and they can be quite a handful. See what I mean about it being a full-time occupation? Their massive hooked beak is a powerful tool that these birds will actually use, so they need to be trained. But fortunately enough, Hyacinth Macaws actually like to learn and will usually enjoy the social interactions that they have with their owners. So it really does make training fun. They'll want to spend a lot of time with you. And will quickly start acting out if they don't get enough attention, which is fair enough, I guess. The Hyacinth Macaw is the biggest of all parrots and can grow to sizes almost as big as a bald eagle. These birds are quite easy to train, known for being great companions, and will form a strong bond with their human, which is fortunate really. Just look at the size of the thing. Number 9. Kinkanjou. This unusual pet is also called a honey bear. They look a bit like monkeys, probably on the account of their size and vaguely similar features, but they actually have more in common with raccoons or red pandas. An exotic animal that hails from Central and South American rainforests, it may be legal to own a Kinkanjou, but this varies from state to state in the USA, and it could be possibly illegal elsewhere in the world. While they are no doubt cute, there's something just a little bit strange about owning a wild animal in a domestic setting. I don't know, perhaps the fact that Paris Hilton has one of these little animals as a pet is what gives me alarm bells. What do you think? Unlike her usual handbag-sized dogs, Kinkanjous are used to living in trees with masses of space to roam around and a wide variety of foods to eat. Whether as a pet owner you can offer a little honey bear these things or not will vary from person to person, I suppose. That all being said, these animals are a massive commitment, extremely high maintenance, and they're extremely messy eaters, along with being very difficult to house train. So just because Paris Hilton's doing it doesn't mean it's a good idea. Duh.
Number 8. Baby Tamandua. What's this cute little thing called, a Tamandua? The Tamandua is a member of the anteater family native to Central and South America, and is usually seen as a bit of a nuisance by its human neighbors. But as a pet, just look at this baby Tamandua. But before you go thinking about using one of these guys for pest control, think again. Tamanduas are extremely picky eaters and only consume ants from the area they are native to. That being said, you could still own one outside of its natural habitat, as Tamanduas are omnivores that eat all kinds of other foods, but they do require a variety of foods to be happy and healthy. The 10-pound Tamandua is especially popular and makes a cuddly, easygoing companion in many parts of the world. Owning a Tamandua isn't even an unheard of trend. It's been 50 years since the eccentric artist Salvador Dali was photographed in walking his pet anteater down the streets of Paris. Number 7. Baby Tiger. Did you know the majority of tigers in the United States live as pets and not in the wild? One of the world's largest populations of privately owned tigers exists in the United States. With an estimated 5,000 tigers, the U.S. captive tiger population exceeds the approximately 3,200 tigers living in the wild. Some of them are even owned by celebrities, such as Mike Tyson. And while it may sound thrilling at first, caring for a tiger can be a serious challenge. While you can start them off on milk as babies, eventually, a full-grown tiger's diet can go on to consist of up to 88 pounds of meat in one sitting. And it'll need space too. A tiger's enclosure should be as big as 40 square miles. Plus, you'll always need to keep an eye out. While studies do show tigers can peacefully coexist with humans, any frustrated, cooped-up cat has the capacity to lash out. But look at these baby tigers. Aren't they just cute?
6. Chinchilla. These cute, big-eared, furry rodents make absolutely great pets. A different sort of pet, because you don't expect them to act like more domesticated sorts of animals. The chinchilla can become very tame over time, and will make close bonds with her humans. Unlike the other animals we've seen so far, a chinchilla is going to be happy enough as a single pet, as long as they're well loved and have all of their needs met. Chinchillas come from South America. They're active little creatures, and are also nocturnal, being most busy at dusk and then again at dawn. Their really soft and thick fur is designed to keep them warm in their mountainous habitats, and that means that if they're kept as pets, their owners need to be extra careful that their chinchilla doesn't get too hot. These playful little creatures are going to need a few toys, but remember, they chew up everything, so don't give them something that they shouldn't eat. Another thing that these little rodents like is to take regular dust baths. This is how they look after their special fur, and it's essential to their health. So, you're going to have to get your feather duster out if you want one of these.
Before we move on, here's a quick challenge for you. If you can leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and turn on the notifications.
Number 5, the Bengal Cat. The Bengal Cat is the greatest alternative for individuals who want to have a leopard as a pet. Due to their well-known fur, it looks like a miniature leopard. Their fur comes in a variety of patterns and colors, including brown, silver, snow, and even blue. Bengal cats are lively animals, so you'll have plenty of opportunities to play and get exhausted daily, that is. There are friendly creatures who get along with other furry family members, so there's no need to be concerned if you have more of them. These two Bengal kitty cats are so cute, it would be difficult resisting to get one. This beautiful Bengal cat is destroying the house until his friend comes looking for him, and they both run into their tiny houses like jacks. This Bengal cat's natural instincts kick in when it sees a bird outside. It becomes all excited and wants a piece of it. This 3-month-old Bengal cat is meowing and wants a little attention, and when his owner tries to pet him, he plays with her hand. This Bengal cat knows how to get what he wants. He's playful, and check out those claws. This is one beautiful Bengal cat in this box playing hide and seek.
Number 4. Red Panda. If someone was to mention a panda, you would probably think of the traditional black and white panda bear that munches on bamboo in jungles. Well, think again. Baby red pandas directly contrast to that image with their cat-like habits, raccoon-like appearance, and their reddish-brown fur. But they are technically still considered pandas. The markings and color of a red panda serve as a natural camouflage that aids it in blending into the mossy trees that they reside in. This helps the young cubs with learning to hide as they grow up in the wild. The red panda's long bushy tail serves as a blanket to shield them from the cold when wrapped around its body. The fur provides excellent thermal insulation to this Himalayan native and extends to the soles on its tiny paws. If you thought giant pandas are perfect for cuddles, wait till you see a baby red panda. Baby red pandas are called cubs, and a single litter has around 4 cubs. These babies are tiny and will wind up being about the size of a full-grown house cat once they reach adulthood. A little red panda weighs only about 4 ounces at birth and really depends on the mother for care, as they are both blind and deaf when born. 3 weeks after being born, their eyes will open and they will see the entire world out in front of them. While they're not domesticated and therefore are probably not suitable as pets, some people keep them as pets anyway, especially in Nepal and India, and upload their adorable hijinks to the internet for the world to see.
Number 3. Sugar gliders. What is a sugar glider even? Well, let's find out. Turns out, a sugar glider is a small marsupial, like wallabies and kangaroos and stuff. These funny little creatures look a lot like a flying squirrel. They have skin that stretches between their paws and their sides, and this is what helps them glide through the air rather than actually fly. Weird, huh? These little guys are actually really sociable. They usually hang out in a big group, so you shouldn't even consider keeping just one. They're going to need lots of other sugar gliders for company, or they may just get really depressed. Nobody wants a depressed sugar glider. In the wild, sugar gliders eat a really varied diet, which features loads of different insects, sap, gum from eucalyptus, and acai trees, along with flower pollen and nectar. It's very tricky to replace this wild diet in a domestic setting. People often feed their pet sugar gliders with too much fruit. Unless you have trees and flowers and insects in your home, it might be that you aren't able to offer the sugar glider exactly what it needs to stay super healthy. They're going to need loads of space as well, so they can exercise and not become overweight or weak. These cute little creatures, they may be some of the most time-consuming pets out there, but just look at that little face. The animal you're looking at in this photo is one of the most adorable little floofs our eyes have ever had the pleasure of being pointed in the direction of. These adorable little guys may look like something from Studio Ghibli, but they are very real, and they have a name. This is the Fennec Fox, but while the Fennec Fox may be super cute, they're actually pretty difficult for their owners. Also known as the desert fox, they're a petite animal that's native to parts of North Africa, most notably the Sahara Desert. While it's not common to keep them as pets, some people do. In the wild, they are prey. which means that they're skittish and frail, which can make them hard work to look after. They also don't like being handled too much and often want to be left alone, a lot like a cat, and cats are jerks. They easily frighten and are quick to run.
Number 1. Baby Honduran White Bat. Honduran white bats are unique to all bats in that they have a distinctive, completely white fur which occurs in only 3 of well over 1,300 species of bat. They have a yellow leaf-shaped nose and ears and a black membrane on their wings. Could you own one of these cuties as a pet? Technically, yes, but it's a heck of an undertaking. While they may not require a lot of space, replicating the exact environment needed for a Honduran white bat to survive in captivity would be close to impossible. Aside from not meeting their highly specific roosting requirements, which can lead to serious health problems with these bats, you would also need access to an endless supply of the one-of-a-kind fig they eat. Good luck with that. And that's it for the 9 cutest baby animals you can own.